What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the Monday Night Raw review on February 17, 2025. And what a really what a phenomenal episode it was. And we got like so many matches on the card, like with a couple of them were successfully executed on the mid card and one returned from in-ring action in months. And also, we got a match that's going to be added at the Elimination Chamber, which is a week from this Saturday, and also some development like with the status of who attacked Jade Cargill, and it shows the self-proclaimed culprits are denying any claims about them having anything to do with it with said accusations, which some just tells me like it was just them setting up Viv and Raquel pretending that they did it, when in reality it could be somebody else totally different. But I'm gonna get into all that stuff, and we got some other follow up with the World Heavyweight Championship feud. But this is where they were live in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is where we got Finn Balor and Seth Rollins got into the building. This is where we got Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez got in the building as well, which I'll say these two matches were the top two best matches of the night. I'm going to tell you one thing about that. But this is where we got this is where the William Byron, like the NASCAR driver, drove AJ Styles right into exactly in the building. This is where AJ Styles got into the garage area. This is where we got a recap of. This is where we got a vignette between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where Kevin Owens being very ticked off about Sami Zayn not helping him, but rather help Roman Reigns. This is where Kevin Owens didn't challenge him at Elimination Chambers. They showed him like in their home country of Canada, even though it was in Toronto. But it's where we got the former Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion came out into the ring, to express his opinion about about his opinion, about what Kevin Owens said about that, and also about his neck still not at 100%. But despite that, he accepts the challenge, and he wants to give a challenge, right? He wants to accept the challenge and fight him at whatever kind of match at Elimination Chamber. With Sami Zayn at first was thanking the fans for cheering him on and supporting him. This is where he's been thinking like for the past couple weeks since he got immediately assaulted by Kevin Owens about like him and Kevin Owens he knew at the entire history of this business, there's no other two guys whose names have been tied to each other for their entire careers like this. Talking from pool halls and community centers in Montreal all the way to the independent scene and to NXT. And then they got eventually to WWE all the way up to the main event of WrestleMania. Like, they did it all together. Did more than any best friends in the wrestling business have ever done. Maybe even those two other Canadian friends that's now in the other company, which one has a similar four-letter nickname, like in his wrestling arsenal, but it's partially his last name. And that guy still has it in WWE, but also adding his wrestling last name, which that's a different video for a different day. But this is where we got Kelly Jr. continue to. Now, look, like in the story that long, there's obviously a lot of betrayals, of course. Like, there's obviously going to be a lot of forgiving as well and forgetting, because people can change before you can say I'm sorry. But this where but Sami Zayn's like, but despite that, there won't be no forgiving and forgetting this time, Kev. He was like, because and I know that this time was totally different. It wasn't about sending a message or about getting ahead of your career like you did the last time that you betrayed me. Like, you tried to end my career, Kevin. This is where he didn't continue to send a message right back to his former best friend in kayfabe, of course, saying but the problem is for Kevin, that he didn't get the job done. I'm still standing here. My neck might be at not 100%, but it's still movable, and I'm still standing right here in this very ring. I'm not gonna And I'm not gonna pretend that it is 100 because it's obviously not. But I'm not giving up for a fight. So he tried to accept this challenge, but Adam Pearce try to convince him not to do so, like because of his bad neck injury. Just where he's no, like I talked to Nicholas the Ridiculous about this, and listen, and you want this match, and I know Kevin wants this match as well. Like I know these fans on this in attendance and at home, which is the WWE universe, want this match. But there's a big part of me that also want this match as well. Like why not? And this word, and Adam Pearce but you been given the answer more than once, and I told you one. Like Aldous even told you no. Like WWE said no, and even the medical team also said no. And what? Like I'm not trying to be trying to rain in your parade. Like it's the truth. That's why fans are booing it, even though it is so. But it's where it's like yeah, like that's the kicker. I yeah, you're not you're the kicker right there. You're not as a matter of fact, you're not even in this ring right now. Like as much as I like nothing more. I said it to your face before, and I'll say it again. And as much as I love nothing more to make this official, but at this time, answer is no. I'm afraid, and this is where fans gave gave him a big boo, because of it, like if he's Dirty Dominic, even though he's a babyface general manager, but but he's just doing his job, but the fans do not like it, because Sami Zayn's not getting what he wants, that's what they want as well, and that's when they want to see this match happen. But it's where Sami Zayn then shot it right at Adam before he can even leave the building. Leave the arena. Let me friend. That's where Sami Zayn's like, "Hey Adam, like how long do you know me? Like how you know me and Kevin? Like." You were with us long before our names even touched the WWE contract, which there was a reference to the company that the other company also owns, which it has an R that starts with the letter, like into the name of the promotion. That's the only thing I'm gonna give out there because I'm not trying to, I would say, not make this anything shots fired at that specific company because I have nothing against that, along with as much as I have nothing against WWE. But anyways, where Sami Zayn is and this time is different, and I'm not taking no for an answer, which that's something that we all figured that he was not going to be taken for an answer, which it even got Pat McAfee says, all right, Sammy, I like that. That's where he's like, I'm not leaving this ring, Adam, until you give me that match. And then this where it now appears you just don't quit, don't you? And this where it now appears yeah, you're right, Sam. I know you and Kevin for over 20 years, yeah, and that's a reference to the they used to wrestle over the other company. That's all about the honor, in professional wrestling. That's the only thing. That's the other reference I'm gonna give. But yeah, it was like that before even that other company existed, for the last 20 years. But this is what Adam Pearce but what does that mean, Sammy? That means if they want a rabbit cheer on your face, I can't stop him from doing so. And this is where it's if Kevin Owens wants to drag up in the concourse and beat the senseless, I cannot stop him. And last but not least, if I can't Sammy, and if it means, that Sammy, look at me when I tell you this, and if also Kevin want to hoist you up right up on the top and power job you again after again after again and again and again, I just cannot stop him, which he just said again, about 6 different times. But this is where we got. Here's what Adam Pearce I can completely can't stop and you got stuff you got a little bit of a war, and this was a Javon Evans situation, where he's basically signing a waiver to his death. This is where then he was even if you win this battle and this match with Kevin, you still will lose at the end. And this is where he's so what do you want me to do, Sammy? And then this is where Sami Zayn started thinking about it. Yeah, perhaps he's right on one thing about that. But then again, despite all that, he just want to he still want to get his hands on it and get his revenge and fuel his satisfaction tank, but refill his satisfaction tank. But it's where then Adam Pearce then rest assure him that if he did have this match, it could be the last match of Sami Zayn's career, and this where then And that's where fans start chanting, "Let them fight!" Like, no matter like if it could be the end of his career or not. But it's where Sami Zayn then they went right outside the ring, went right up on the stage, went on the microphone, saying, "Dad, I understand what it means." Like, I know exactly what it means, Adam. Like, because if I want to wrap it around steel chair of Kevin Owens' face, like, you cannot stop me, Adam. Like, as much as you can't stop Kevin. Like, if I want to send his ass up in the middle of the concourse and beat his ass there, you also can't stop me there either. And then if I decided to hit my moves on him, repeated again and again and again, like, and dunk him on his head, whether if it's a power driver or a brain buster, you can't do nothing about it either. Even if it ended his career, that's where the Sami Zayn and continue saying, like, so yeah, if I understand it exactly what this business is, like, and what I want, like, you know exactly what I want, like, give me this damn match, like, right here, right now, tonight, and then it's where, or not tonight, but in a week from this coming Saturday, and then this where then Adam Pearce is like, if it'll make you happy with along with the fans with their chanting, like, let them fight. It's like, okay, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and the Elimination Chamber, it will indeed be Kevin Owens one-on-one with Sami Zayn. But Sami, let me tell you this, it's not going to be an official match. It's going to be unsanctioned match. And that's where fans start clapping even more, which is anything goes, which is a no disqualification type match, which I guess some might say is a no holds barred, which that's basically no DQ, no rules, like stipulated match like that. That's what it basically is, but it's where Pat McAfee getting very excited about this because he's going to be able to see two men start beating the daylights out of each other, whether if they use weapons on each other or not. And I want to ask you this question: who are you picking to win, and who do you think's gonna win at this particular contest? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But I still think it's going to lead up into a WrestleMania dream match where one of the men will get the win out of this match, but the opposite opponent, like that lost in Toronto, is probably going to get a comeback win in Sin City when they go to Las Vegas for this year's WrestleMania. But let me know what your theories are in the comment section right down below. And do you agree with mine, or do you have some different opinions on what could happen? But it's where the show, like what happened last week, like on last Friday on SmackDown with Nicholas the Ridiculous, got some footage like from a anonymous user, like that sent him photos from a message, like, and then this is where and the only thing showed is what showed Raquel and Liv Morgan were walking past the scene of the crime. So how do we know if it's them two if they weren't nowhere near Jade Cargill at that time? Like, it's like a 50-50 situation and things looking at it evidently. But at the same time, and not just because I'm liking the heel duo, it's just that I just don't think it's them because for the simple fact, like, how come they show up like when Jay Cargill's already down onto the windshield of the car rather than just standing there when it happened, like when Jay Cargill got thrown off the truck and back first into the windshield of the car. And they're like 10 feet away from the crime scene. So I am not 100% sure if it's them. Like, but like whoever sent the footage to Nicholas the Ridiculous, all this, I just think that it was the one that attacks the one that attacked Jade Cargill and made and frame it on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, if you ask me. But like whoever did send him that footage, yeah, it was all just a setup. But yeah, you cannot fool your boy Super Ninja Austin here. Like he's more like a very convincing detective than anybody in the wrestling industry. Like, and it shows that you don't have to be like a detective, like just to know what's guilty a mile away, I guess you could say. But anyways, this is where we got Liv, and Morgan was compliment that Dirty Dom been doing a lot of things for the Judgment Day, and he's just a handsome, sexy man, which that sounds very inappropriate. And I heard plenty of compliments better than that, like from a certain handsome assassin before, but I more than what Liv Morgan just did to Dirty Dominic before, so I seen better. No, with all due respect, of course. Well, or maybe not because they are horrible people. But anyways, this is where we got. This is where she's like, "Thank you for the stepping up for the judgment." And she's like, "And I know that you're gonna beat AJ Styles because you're the strongest and the most handsome, sexiest man." That's what she also said. Which I just don't think of the last part or any of those terms even fit the description of Dirty Dom. I seen like I seen guys that are younger than Dirty Dom that's a lot more, yeah, of those descriptions that Liv Morgan described Dom in this segment. But anyways, this is where we got Finn Balor came in when Dirty Dom's like, I don't understand like why does Finn Balor don't want an extra member of the Judgment Day? Like I try to offer him like into this is to help him out, help us out here since JD McDonough's going to be out of action for the next 6 months. And then this is where Finn Balor, oh, this is where he came in and swinged out of nowhere, like, and this is where they changed the subject. He's like, hey, what are you talking about? This is where Liv Morgan did change the scenario by stating that they're just talking about like his match against Seth Rollins. They know they're gonna win. I'm like, yeah, right, Liv Morgan. Like, of course that y'all are just speaking about Finn Balor into this manner. But anyways, where Finn Balor's like yeah, as long as I beat what's his name, like with Seth Rollins, and you Dirty Dominic beats AJ Styles and you Raquel qualify as the final 6 women in that elimination chamber match against Roxanne Perez. We're all gonna be good. It's like my phrase: if you listen to Finn, we all win. And that's where it gave a death stare to Raquel. That's where then she took off her shades. That's where then Cargill tried to be peacemaker, but this is where Raquel hilariously grabbed onto Cargill's face. This was like, and that's where Raquel's like, oh yeah, like tonight I'll be handling my business, and you can take care of yours. But he's like, okay, yeah, I'll handle my business, you handle yours. Which that's something Raquel's. That's where once you get, once we start winning and get back on the same page, then we back in business. God, this is where Raquel was like, Liv was like, yeah, absolutely. This is where about the smell like. I smell somebody wants new members, which I don't know how he have a sense of smell of when it comes to reading minds. Which he looked directly at Dirty Dom after he took a sniff and a whiff, saying like, "And no new members." And like we all knew that he knew that they were talking about. This is where Dirty Dom's like, I don't know why. And this was like, all right, this is where he kissed Liv Morgan's head goodbye. And the Carly was like, yeah, like those two need to get on the same. But this is where Liv Morgan's like, what are you doing, Stewie? Like, join the boys. And this is where Raquel started chuckling, like, well, look right back and shaking her head to Raquel about Carlito. Which Liv Morgan's like, Raquel's like, yeah, like he won't just leave me alone because they're both Latino, which I don't know if that has something to do with anything, but this is where we got the phenomenal AJ Styles getting ready for his match against Dirty Dom, which I would say if you ask me how to rate this, I'll give the bronze trophy, considering the fact that the women's the women's qualifier match get the silver trophy, and the main event men's qualifier gets the first trophy of golden trophies. and they were really good, and we got two qualifiers that now were the final members of the Elimination Chamber. But this is where we got the phenomenal one that went out to the ring. This is where, yeah, he totally did what exactly he said he's going to do to Dirty Dom when he's been granted his wish of putting him in a match this week with him. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dirty Dom like showed that he may be an evil, heartless son of a gun. Like that doesn't change the fact that he doesn't have any talent, like when it comes to his in-ring abilities. But anyways, this is where we got the match started with Dirty Dom was cowardly, was slowly getting back into the ring. This is where the AJ Styles like, all right, let's dance, big boy. And this is where let's see if you're at least half better than your father, which even AJ Styles know that's not the case. This is where he started going for a headlock. This is where then he gets right to the popcorn side, but this is where nothing was not going to take him out. Like, it's where AJ Styles, like nobody, nice try. Like, I knew you were going to do that. This is where he started getting grabbed right in the back of his head. This is where he's like, I'm not letting you escape. This is where he did push him right back in the bottom, throw him right at the top. But this is where AJ Styles was still would not let go. This is where he did turn to a waist lock. Dirty Dominic tried to pull for the referee or the rope. This is where the referee's like, what the hell are you doing? You know you're not supposed to put your hands on the official. But this is where that was a perfect distraction for AJ Styles to get back in the offense, hit a back suplex on the dirty ex-con like of the Judgment Day, I guess you could say. It's where AJ Styles hit him face first right into the turnbuckle. Hits a knife edge chop, then did the same right to the upper right side with Carlito in the ringside area. And let me tell you, like, he tried to do some distractions, but these diversions end up going backfire. Just a little bit of a spoiler I thought I might throw into you assassinators. But it's where AJ Styles hit the hip toss. Then this where he fixed his hair. This where AJ Styles started trying to crawl. Like, this is where Michael Cole mentioned what happened last year when Elimination Chamber was in Australia, like, of all places, when him flying all the way there just to cost LA Knight a shot of winning an opportunity for Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship, because he was the reason why he never got a chance to be qualified in that year's Elimination Chamber. And I was like, that's insane, like, first of all. And second of all, what else is insane is that Michael Cole mentioned that this, even though this was last year's Elimination Chamber, but guess what country it was in? Like, sounds like the other company's big event, like, which we just talked about on this past Saturday on the review next to NXT's Vengeance Day show. But this is where we got AJ Styles that was still in control on the offensive side. Then try to go for a suplex onto the ex-Commons where the Dirty Dom flip right out of it, hits a forearm strike right onto AJ. That's where he kicks him right in the head. Try to go to the left side, but he ends up getting drop kicking interception from the Phenomenal One. That's where Pat McAfee then referenced TNA by describing the dropkick as a total nonstop action one, which I was like, yeah, you don't have to take a genius to put the words together to know what exactly he was referring to, which is the former employers of AJ Styles. But this is where we got the Phenomenal One went right up on the top rope, almost hit a springboard Phenomenal Forearm. This is where Michael Cole reference, name dropped actually. What am I even talking about? Pat McAfee did the reference while Michael Cole did the name dropping that AJ Styles, the former X Division champion and the TNA World Champion as well in his run to TNA, which TNA is now partnering with WWE. So of course they're gonna make some do some name droppings in AJ Styles' resume before he joined WWE. But this is where we got AJ Styles throw Dirty Dominic Mysterio back in the ring. This is where he's about to hit his finishing maneuver, which is the Phenomenal Forearm. But this is where then he was like, this is where he saw Dirty Dominic ran right up in the upper right side. He's like, all right, Mike, no matter. I'm just going to go for a closer. But this is where then he had a second chance of hitting the Phenomenal Forearm by hitting. But when he got flipped right into the right corner side of a reversal from Dirty Dom, but he gets hit with a flying elbow, and this is where AJ Styles is about to go for the Phenomenal Forearm. This is where Carlito trips him over. This is where he made him land right awkwardly right into his legs. This is where then Sean Bennett was distracted by Dirty Dominic with Carlito pretending that he didn't do anything just while eating his apple. This is where Pat McAfee called him Bad Apple Carlito, which I was like, hopefully that wrestler that loved kicking people's asses, like if they disrespect his teachers, not gonna throw some cease and desist papers like to WWE's way, because like for the nickname. Even though he was known about being an Apple Man for probably like way before this wrestler even made his debut. So I don't know. This is like a confusing 50-50 kind of situation. But thanks to Carlito's distraction, this is where then we got Dirty Dominic Mysterio hit a suicide dive with Michael Cole. Larry said, that wasn't cool, Carly. Like, which that's a nickname that everybody in the Judgment Day calls him, including Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan would call him. And this is where we got the powerful force in all of professional wrestling came on, which is the commercial break. This is where, but once it got done with the adverts, AJ Styles started hitting the elbow strikes and interception, like to make a big, massive comeback. But once he tried to go for clothesline, but he gets hit with an elbow strike right to the face by slamming him back first, right along with that. But this is where Dirty Dominic was trying to mock his kayfabe biological father. Well, was supposed to be, but we all knew that is the biological son of Ray rather than the man that was like a brother to Rey Mysterio. But this is where he tried to go for a pin, but this is where AJ Styles kicked out at 2 whether at 2.7 if I'm mistaken is where that's where the Dirty Dominic did try to go for 3 amigos, which I think somebody does better. But that's where then we got him try to go for 3, but like luckily he cannot get the third successful amigo. Like that belongs to the title to the other wrestler and to the other company, which they used to wrestle in WWE, but I'm not sure if I should mention them right here, right now. But this is where Dirty Dominic then trips AJ Styles over into the middle ropes on the right side, trying to attempt to go for a 619, which amazingly he did. This is where he tried to go up in the top rope. He hit the the frog splash, like if he's his late uncle, kayfabe late uncle Eddie. But I don't think blood relations though mean it has to do with family. Like it, and that's not the only thing. Like you don't have to be like blood related to be like a family member. Like that's been proven time and time again. I know that. But this is where we got AJ Styles move out of the way. It's where fans start chanting for AJ Styles. It's where he started some elbow strikes, punches, back fists, discus clotheslines right onto Dirty Dominic. This is where then the phenomenal one then and try to go for the phenomenal forearm, like turn into get to a snapmare position. This is where AJ Styles try to finish him off by hitting the flying clothesline right into the in the right side. This is where he was just like a finisher away when he hits a signature, what they call fireman's neck breakers, where AJ Styles, like, yeah, now it's the time. And this is where he was about to hit the forearm that's absolutely phenomenal, or no, I think he was trying to hit the phenomenal clash, actually. But it's where Carlito tried to come in, trying to distract him by spitting apples in his face. And I'm like, isn't that illegal for you to do? Like, even if you aren't, like, the man that's wrestling in the match, even if you are the man that's fighting AJ Styles, like I think that apples are still considered a weapon, like especially if you're just hitting them right into your opponent's face. But this is where AJ Styles hit a right hand to his jaw. This is where he made him spit him out, like how John Cena did back 20 years ago, and he tried to do that to John Cena when they were feuding over for the United States Championship. But this is where we got AJ Styles went right to the left side, then hits a phenomenal forearm on the Carlito's face, which made him spin around. Dirty Dominic tried to take advantage of the moment, try to get the surprise roll, which is the most devastating move in professional wrestling. But AJ Styles somehow countered that kick out of it, hits him with a very amazing pop-up Styles clash, which I thought this would never happen in real life. Like on WWE 2K19, he gets the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match. And I believe the referee, if I'm not mistaken, the referee counted to 6 because it looked like he hit the 3 count like 2 times. Like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I believe everybody's going to be talking about that in the IWC. But anyways, that kind of reminds me of the WWE 2K20. No, not 2K. SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. Like when you do that, when you're playing in a tag team match with John Cena and MVP against Sheamus and the Big Show, which is also the 7-foot whale, of course. But yeah, like that's like kind of like that similarities, like when you're either the 2 baby faces, like pinning either the 2 heels, like which the referee counts all the way to 5. Which that kind of felt like that here, like on the road to WrestleMania on that year's game of 2011, but it's where AJ Styles got the win. It's where he celebrated a little bit, needless to say. But it's where he was. He had his back turned for a moment. It's where he felt like somebody was right behind him, which it was. It was none other than the current Intercontinental Champion waiting for him to turn around. This is where we got somehow AJ Styles turned into Goku, and this is where he started feeling like, I feel somebody nearby. This is where he turned around. Braun Breaker go for a spear, but he moved right away, zoom out there, like if he's actually a Super Saiyan. This is where Braun Breaker accidentally or unaccidentally spears Dirty Dominic Mysterio right into that corner. This is where Braun Breaker's like, did I really just did that? This is where and AJ started a Pele kick when he turned around. He threw the 26-year-old right into the outside. This is where AJ Styles like you want more of that? There's plenty more of that came from Braun Breaker. It was you did not just do that. Like you wish for a death wish. Now that's where he ripped off his shirt, threw it right into AJ Styles' direction. But amazingly, AJ Styles caught the T-shirt with one grab with one hand, like if he's a wrestling Odell Beckham. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, I believe that's what's going to probably be the highlight of this night. Like with the fans, everybody going to be talking about what a pretty cool catch from AJ Styles. And I believe it's going to turn into a feud like for in Toronto, Ontario, Canada for the Intercontinental Championship, which is another match that have not been official yet. But someone's telling me next week on Raw this will indeed be the case. And I sure hope that Sheamus, whoever wins this championship match, hopefully Sheamus get another opportunity for that championship belt because that's the only belt that he has yet to win in order to be an Ultimate Grand Slam champion. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below who's gonna think is gonna win this. But this is where we got. This is where the show Julius Creed was in a UFC team with the team of Daniel Cormier this weekend, and they also showed that Bailey was in the Celebrity NBA All Star contest, like with everybody that's a celebrity that was in the Bay Area, which they were in Northern California in Oakland. Like this, where they showed that Bailey was schooling the men celebrities that were playing ball with her. Even that what's his name? Davis, not Anthony Davis, like an old school sports athlete. I totally forget his name, but she even made him scared, which I believe that Kettle Chips was very impressed with her abilities in basketball. And they said that Bailey used to play ball like in her high school days. And I'll say kudos to her for that. But anyways, is where we got what they call a replay on what happened between the Creeds and the War Raiders when the last time they fought. But this is where we got the Creed brothers was bragging about like they just dominated over the War Raiders despite not winning the World Tag Team Championships to their female counterpart Ivy Nile, which I don't know what's the reason why to brag about that. Yeah, you may have won the battle, but you didn't win the war. This is where he whacked him right. This is where they said they whacked him right in the face. This is where we got Brutus Creed was agreeing and started doing that little Joker laugh. Like, which I'm surprised he didn't the face painted his whole entire face for him laughing like that. But that's where that's where then he said he went with the other belt. That's where Ivy now is like, okay, that was really cool, but you got to remember, like you didn't win those tag titles. Like and that's where then Julius Creed was like, not yet. And then this where then Ivy now is like, okay, but when we promised Master Gable that by the time he's going to get back here, we will all have gold around our waist. That's why tonight, like, I'm going to be taking care of Dakota Kai, which Julius Creed pointed out that, speaking of the devil, because here comes Dakota Kai, like, this is where Ivy now went right in front of the face onto her former, not I say former, I mean, onto her opponent for tonight. This is where she was like, I know that you're trying to get this rematch against Lyra Valkyria from the y'all's finals match, like when y'all fought for that women's Intercontinental Championship, like. But I'm gonna let you know, like I'm telling you, like the Cinderella story there is gonna end tonight. Like I'm gonna take that title back home to American, man. Dakota kind of laugh, and she's like, ha, like, okay, look here. Like, listen here, little whippersnapper. Like, many women tried to take me down before, and they were far tougher and bigger than than you are. Like, and it was like, and again, I'll see you in that ring tonight. Like in that match, that's where she gave a very snub face expression to Brutus and Julius Creed, but. But let's move on to the next slide. And let me know in the comments down below who was going to win this number one contenders match. But But yeah, this women's match, which was up next, is where they showed like this professional rugby player that's now, or this former professional rugby player has been signed to a WWE NIL deal, which that's good news for this former rugby player. This is where we got Dakota Kai, that was the babyface here, was when she was entering the ring, she started giving high five to each fan because she's starting to be a fan favorite, and they probably want to see her as a future continental champion in the women's division. But this is where then Dakota Kai then got into the ring. This is where then she then place Ivy now right to the upper right side, lift her up right off of the top rope. This is where she gets kicked right into the face. This is where Dakota Kai, she did not just do that. And this is where she threw her Ivy now right into the left side. She arm drags her. She does a second one on top of that. This is where the Dakota Kai then sweep her legs because she must be a fan of Karate Kid or Cobra Kai, considering her last name. This is where she swings her around, hits a pump kick right into the face. The captain of the team kicked and try to go for a slice cutter right into the ring, but that's where she ends up getting thrown right to the right side, where where Lyra Valkyria was just sitting, because she was sitting next to the commentators, trying to get a closer look on who she's going to be facing at next week's Raw, like for the women's gold. Which hopefully that and the Women's United States Championship do get a spot at WrestleMania's card on the night one and night two. But this is where we got Dakota Kai gets devastatingly leveled by Ivy Nile. This is where she grabbed onto the leg. This is where she starts slamming it right into the back of the leg. This is where Dakota Kai the pain. And this is where Ivy Nile's like, yeah, like you want to see your favorite captain team kick of Cobra Kai want to get the win and become the new women's intercontinental champ, like that way, right? With her rolling her eyes to the fans. This is where she start messing with that leg that she dragon screwed right to the apron. But this is where she picks up Dakota, put her right up into the upper right corner side. This is where she got her to a tree of woe position, starts stomping onto the former women's tag team champion. This is where we got and start using what's her name's legs, Dakota Kai's like as the pull-up bars. This is where she which gives the most hated reaction from the fans. That's where she slams her right in the ground, but she only got a 2.6 count, but until soon after get denied by Dakota Kai. That's where she started going for an ankle lock because she knows, yeah, also not only she messed up her legs, but also she knows that she has some very bad leg issues. This is where she got Dakota Kai keeps kicking her right off. This is where she immediately got back up. She blocked the punch from Ivy, started hitting some right hands of her own onto the Diamond Mine, or no, the American Maid, I should say. Well, I mean, the American Maid, remember, this is where she hits a big old right hand onto Ivy. This is where she started going for a drop kick. Mitchell drop kicks into the right to the upper right corner side. Dakota Kai went to the side, sideways, boot right to the face. That hit a big kick right into her face, like if she's CM Punk and SNA. But this is where the Dakota Kai, I believe, tried to attempt to go for a next one, a second, which is another big kick, with her running sideways to the bottom right, to the right up into the upper right, which I don't know why Dakota Kai does that. She's been doing that since she first got in WWE, since 2017, if I'm mistaken. But this is where we got the captain of Team Kick, then go up, hit up that backstabber sunset flip majiggy maneuver to try to get a 1, 2, 3, like if it's 2K20. But this is where Dakota Kai immediately gets kicked out, or denied with a kick out by Ivy at 2.7, if I'm mistaken. But this is where we got Dakota Kai that throws Ivy right to the left corner's middle rope. This is where she hits a springboard curb stomp. But this is where then Ivy now then hit a strike right back at her with a right hand. But until she gets hit with a step up into gear by Kai, this is where Kai go for a suplex or two Nile. This is where, but this is where. But this is where and this is where we got Ivy now that counters, hitting some right hands onto her. This is where she then slip out of it, went underneath her legs, grab onto the arm of Dakota, hits her face first right into the turnbuckle. This is where she and going for what they call middle buckle bomb, like in the middle of the canvas. That's what try to go for a body slam, Dakota counter into a schoolgirl roll up, which is the most devastating move in professional wrestling. But it's where Ivy now kicked out 2.4. That's where she did hit an ankle lock right onto to Dakota Kai because she knows that that's her weak spot. If she don't have her walking devices, she's completely powerless because she used them way too much. Because she loves kicking people's face in. That's where she goes for an ankle lock like she's a female Kurt Angle, which that's what Pat McAfee compared her as, which who could blame him for that comparison because she's starting to be like that female version of the Olympic gold medalist that cannot stand it when the fans start chanting the what chants, which it don't make no sense. Along with the way you spell soft with the SAWFT. But that's where then we got Ivy now trying to grab onto Dakota's leg, but Dakota keeps repeatedly kicking her right into the face. Like, no matter how much she try to grab onto the legs, Ivy then try to go, trying to pick her up, but she gets back leg wheel kick. But it's where Ivy hit a big elbow strike. Dakota kind of hit a right hand right back. But it's where Ivy started some strike slide kicks. That's where we got Dakota Kai had a pump kick. That's where then we got Ivy now to right to the left side. Then we got Ivy now trying to go for a body slam, but this is where she turned into a spin around Uranagi slam but onto Dakota Kai. That's what live back here like, wow, this is a very intense, interesting showdown, which she was not lying because it literally was. But it's where Ivy now to try to go for a superplex with and the fans start chanting Dakota when Dakota started kicking her with her legs. That's where she tried to go for a clothesline after going for a wrestler. But that's where it ends up being an intercepting German suplex by the American-made female. But that's where the Dakota guy go for a wheelbarrow roll-up. But that's where it only got her a 2.2 count. But that's where she hit the back leg and wheel kick. Like, this is where Dakota Kai grab onto Ivy now. Try to go for JTK, I believe that's called, the go to kick. But this is where Ivy now try to go for a sunset flip, but this is where it gets outsmarted by the captain of Team Kick with her arms wrapping around her legs, try to go for a pin, but this is where Ivy now kicked out, turn into a third attempt of an ankle lock with Dakota Kai like, no, you're not gonna get your way, but the thing is, Dakota Kai managed to find a way to counter out of it by flipping right out, by throwing Ivy now right to the right side. Is where she hits the springboard curb stomp, which she finally did, which was a guarantee. Because the first time it was unsuccessful, which I'm not sure if I told you, but it's where she hits her second guarantee maneuver, which is GTK to get the 1, 2, 3, and connecting successfully in the process. And your winner and your future number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Dakota Kai. But it's where we got Lyra Valkyria that came right into the ring, like hold up her Women's Intercontinental Championship, like I wish you the best of luck, but at the end of the day, now and always forever be the Women's Intercontinental Champion, or the WIC, I should say, like to make it short and sweet and to the point. But this where we got. But just on a recap from last week when Gunther told him not to choose him, and you might as well you have better luck than choosing Cody more than him because see he's not in the level. He proved that time and time again. That's where then Jey Uso then fall right back when Gunther got very pissed off that Jey Uso picked him when he hit a Uso splash onto him off the top ropes. But this is where we got the Ring General, or Ring General, or whatever you want to say his name, or nickname referred as. But this is where the, but this is where then, but this is where Gunther then took a page out of Jey Uso's playbook out of mockery, saying like, "Yeah, Jey Uso, like I'm with your boy that's what's out Chen Yeet right now." This is where then, this is what This is where Gunther's like, now I'm gonna get head out to the ring and through the audience. This is where that's where the fans were very disappointed that it wasn't their favorite Yeet Master, and it was none other than the Ring General. That's where fans started giving them the biggest boo. That's where the fans like. That's where the coach was like, no, like do it with me, guys, like do it. This is where he started doing the Yeet Wave, but this is where fans were not buying it. This is where it's like, no, like unless Drew actually is the Yeet Master, we're like. That's where the Gunther arrogantly bragged that he's more smarter than them anyway, so he don't have no time to be actually doing all this stuff. And this is where like, and it's just a very simple gesture for very simple people. And then it's where then he's like, now I guess when Jay feels comfortable here, like because because he's also a simple guy himself, and that's where he's like, blame to appreciating him, like it is where the it is like it goes like when him performing with them is like reading Shakespeare's to a dog that don't even understand the meaning of the story. But this is where then Gunther then continue on the promo by he's like and that's where Gunther's like step aside, like before something happens, little man, which was a kid that was dressed up like John Cena, which he stepped out and he's like, boo, you suck eggs. And this is where Gunther's like, thank you. And then this is where then Gunther then continue on his promo saying like, well, you fans that have small brain percentages, like as the best wrestler in this particular company, like right now, like I am sick and freaking tired of getting stepping in the ring of people that can't even lace my pair of boots. And it is where fans are like, boo, what makes you so sure about that? But Gunther was continuing to hopeful, like saying, like I was hopeful that I could talk some sense into main event Jay, and he was like, but since that didn't work, I thought it would work when I beat some sense in him to change his mind. But because of you fans, like with y'all yeeting and dancing them all and give him some of this advice to choose me, like with this false sense of confidence, like which I think Jay Uso is making a humongous mistake of choosing me into digging and him digging his own grave, like yeah. And that's where fans start chanting yeet with him telling them to shut up like it stinks. And with a fan that's big and buff that's wearing a big white Red Sox jacket, they gave him the finger, which I believe that'll be noticeable by a couple of YouTubers tomorrow, like when they make their respective reviews. But yeah, this is where Gunther that's like, yeah, like what like it's gonna happen in this particular ring. And after the bell rings, I will annihilate Jey Uso of every aspect of this very sport, and he's gonna remain as the reigning, defending, dominating, unbeatable world champion in WWE history. And this is where we're gonna run up onto the ring steps. This is where fans start chanting "You stuck," letting them know that he's stuck and not stuck. Which almost sounded like I'm about to say that, but maybe he was stuck right onto the similar steel step. Maybe Jey Uso purposely used some yeet glue to onto the steel steps, which I believe you can buy it on WWEshop.com. But it's where Gunther let the fans know that his blood are on these fans' hands because they didn't want to cause the scandalous situation in the first place. And that's where Gunther did tell the fans, like, say, like, let's be honest to Jay, be honest to everybody, like who you really think Jay stands to beat me at the grand stage of them all. And this is where fans are chanting, "We want Jay," like last year when they chanted, "We want Cody," like in that trend, like where the fans were wanting Cody to face Roman Reigns rather than The Rock do so. That's where Michael Cole and said something to Pat that made it. That's what Gunter's like, you know what? Like, I don't have a clue anyway, so I'm just going to talk to guys that are unbiased, that they're supposed to be, like that, and which also so-called biased opinion. Like, Who do y'all think is gonna take the victory? This is where Pat McAfee and Michael Cole did not know what to say in response. And there's like, and Michael and Pat, like, I would ask you, like, and you're supposed to be biased, unbiased opinions. Do you think that Jey Uso could beat me? This is where they started pushing the issue to Pat McAfee. This is where Michael Cole then let him know that be careful to use his words. This is where Pat McAfee was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be making more podcasts in the foreseeable future, including like animation and movie review news videos, like as well, along with I do with wrestling and football. So yeah, expect there's gonna be plenty of more SNA content coming, and make sure to follow me on my other channel, SNA Entertainment. But anyways, this is where we got Pat McAfee that got up on the microphone. This is where he's like, well, do I think Jey Uso's gonna beat you Gunther at WrestleMania? Like, well, it's in a 50-50 situation. Like, it could go either way. Like, I'm not gonna deny that. Like, which that sounds like your boy Super Ninja Austin would say. But it's where like, but and then that's where like anything can happen. Like with Luke years, Luke dead, eating all over the place. Like so yeah, I'm hoping that he can beat you. Yeah, I think Jey Uso can beat you, which that's what sound like. Also, what SNA would think, which we all know that the main event Yeet Master has a chance, despite never holding world championship. But that doesn't matter when it comes to being ready in professional wrestling. But this is where we got. This is where Pat McAfee was like about to attack Pat McAfee because of his honest opinion, even though he said it in a more reasonable, friendly manner. But this is where luckily Jey Uso came out to stop what's his name to stop what's his name Gunther from attacking the commentator that's a big Yeet fan than anybody else in the audience. But this is where we got the security and referees trying to stop him. This was the all right, I'm leaving. Like, yeah, he's not even worth my time anyway. But this is where then the referees thought they could bring a sign of relief. This is where he went right through him, like that certain salt man that's a douchebag that did that over at the other company when he low blowed the legendary this legendary wrestler that's a brother to a current WWE champion. But this is where that's where he came in, went through, got free. That's where he ducked out of a clothesline, hit a big devastating clothesline repeatedly right onto Gunther. That's where he started spinning around. The fans started yeeting around the building until the fans start grabbing onto main event Jey Uso. He elbows them and super kicks the security guard, send him on to the outside of the process. But that's where Gunther to hit the sleeper on the Jey Uso. But that's where luckily the security guards, the referees, and the producers were there, and even Adam Pearce, the general manager himself, was there, with them holding back right to the diagonal corners, with holding on Jey Uso right to the upper right side, while Gunther was in the bottom left. But still, it did not slow down the main event Yeet Master with him hitting the Uso splash right onto the upper right corner, the bottom left corner side. Let me rephrase that. And that's where then this where Gunther the road right out, and it's like, you could get too much of this. Is where we got. And that's where Gunther's like, yeah, like that's all you got. Like it seemed useless. This is where Jey Uso like, oh, it will mean something when I get my hands on you, Oos. And then this where that's where everybody was cheating this, doing the yeet dance, like to his theme song of Jey Uso when it came on. When it goes like, it's just me, Oos. Day one, it's just me, Oos. But anyways, yeah, let me know. Keep letting me know in the comments who you picking. Is it Jey Uso or Gunther at WrestleMania? Who's gonna walk out as world champion? When Pat McAfee hilariously got up on the announce table, went right up like when main event Jey Uso started doing the yeet wave, like. But this is where we got a backstage interview, like up next with Kathy Kelly, that asked questions about the attack of Jade Cargill and about Jade Cargill and them being the one that's being framed like onto the matter. And is it true that these accusations are like for you attack? That's where they started denying it, like saying like yeah. And that's where it is like, well, you should know the difference because you considering you wear glasses. Like, did you see the video? Like, we had were we near Jade, like in the scene of the crime, like when we were walking outside the building? Like, no, like I don't think so. And that's where then and that's where and that's where and that's where then Morgan's like, no, like ever since that me and Raquel got back together, we've been elevating this women's tag division, like in the competition, and the whole entire women's division, like. And like, and when Raquel qualifies in their chamber match, that means she's gonna be beating Kiwi Roxy. I mean, Roxanne has a record rate of being the longest performance in the Royal Rumble match, but it'll be only just minutes, like just to squash her as a little bug that she is, which are chuckling. This and that's when Kathy Kelly's like, okay, you basically denying the fact that you've been accused of attacking Jade Cargill. This is where the boy's like, what I'm trying to say, we don't have no time for your silly little theories, Kathy. But if we had attacked Jade Cargill, which pointed out that they didn't do, like even if they did, genuinely did it, they wouldn't even care. That they if they did it, like because this is where Raquel agrees, like, yeah, like of course not, because it's gonna happen to anyone at this situation. Like they get in our way. And tonight, that just so happened to be Roxanne. And then this is where Liv Morgan started chuckling. This is where then Kathy Kelly then gave us a this is where then she sarcastically said, thanks for so much giving us nothing. And then this is where then Liv Morgan responded back shouting, thank you for nothing as well. And that's what basically ended the segment, which went back to the ring. But do you think that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are guilty as charged, for attacking Jade Cargill, or they're just as innocent as anybody in the division, in the women's division? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, let's talk about the next match, which I'll say this Penta match against Pete Dunne, which I'll give the red ribbon of the night, because it was really good and interesting. It shows that this 2-on-1 situation is actually totally different, than what we expected it to be. It seemed like that nobody is an ally at this point. But this is where then we got the match started. Like I said, red ribbon of the night, which we all know that Dakota Kai and Ivy Now is the blue ribbon. AJ Styles and what's name? Dominic Mysterio is the bronze trophy, which I'll say a big, humongous congratulations to AJ Styles in his return. And with Dakota Kai giving herself another shot at the Women's Intercontinental Championship, it's a blue ribbon, red ribbon to the next match. That's when it showed them that's when it showed Fanatics Specs for WrestleMania 41 in Sin City, with all the festivities and stuff like that. But let's move on to the next. This is where we got Laura and Brittany of the island of the Love is Blind alum, the Love is Blind show on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. They were in attendance on this particular Raw show on Netflix in Charlotte, North Carolina. But this is where we got. This is where we got the match between Pete Dunne and Penta El Cielo Miedo, with them just hitting some forearm strikes right to the face. Luckily, that Penta learned from his last experience from Pete Dunne when he tried to do the Cielo Miedo right into his face. That's where, because Pete Dunne was immediately trying to bend his finger, start breaking them. But luckily, he just got to the point, started beating the daylights out of Pete Dunne as much as he was doing. Pete Dunne was doing to him. That's where we got Penta to try to go for a headlock, start spinning around. That's where we got. This is where he gets thrown right to the right corner side. This is where we got then get thrown to the left side by the bruiserweight. This is where Penta then found Pete Dunne and tried to grab him by his legs when he was running to the left side. That's where he just picks him right up, and this is where Pete Dunne throws him to the left, or goes to the bottom corner, try to go for a clothesline. The leader of Zero Fear then ducks out of the way. This way it's a sliding hurricane rana, then went right into the right to the left side. Here's where Pinto's like, yeah, not wasting no time or yeah, playing around. Is where he tried to throw him to the right side. The Bruiserweight counter to him and said, here's where he made a huge mistake because he bowed his head long enough for Pinto to recover and kick him right to the head, which I believe he was bleeding inside his nose, but only just a little bit. But this is where he gets thrown right to the right side. This is where Pete Dunne in the middle drop kick onto the leader of Zero Miedos, which we all know that's fear and translates from Spanish. But this is where we got. And that's where Pete Dunne then rip off the gloves of his onto his hands, like if he's doing it on his own, like back in the day in his other company, and he tried to pass it to his manager. That's now only the manager of that other luchador that cannot even know how to spell his name. But it's where we got Pete Dunne start trying to bend the fingers right onto the very famous luchador. That's where like, and that's where he's trying to bend him sideways. Is where Pete Dunne is going for a stomp right onto the arm, like the arm. And that's where Pete Dunne's like, oh, what was that? You guys want more? And then this where the and this where the and that's where the Michael Cole let everybody know that Pete Dunne's been doing this ever since he was 15 years old. That's crazy to think about. Like how he could get started in the wrestling industry at just at the age of a teenager. But it's where Pete Dunne started stomping onto the arms of Penta. This where he was like, "Oh, I'm harming you too much. Like, well, maybe I can stop right here, or maybe not." This is where he started some insecurities. This is where then he go for a wrist lock right to the bottom left side with the fans start chanting, "Let's go, Penta!" This is where he threw him right to the right side. Then he went right back to the diagonal side, then the bottom left side, hits a forearm strike, followed up with a knife edge chop. This is where then. Is where we got Penta that hits what they call a slingshot and springboard backstabber onto the bruiserweight. This is where we got Penta that went right to the left side. This is where we got Penta that hits a big old chop, which he definitely earned himself what they call a and earned himself a spot in Gunther's Envy list, which for now it's number 4. Since he was there, but this is where he's like, I'm only worried about Jey Uso at the moment. But there's no doubt that I will go after Penta down the line, which that'll be very exciting to see. Even if Gunther did not have an Envy list, like with him when he used to been over at the other company, which that is the Jacksonville. That's in Jacksonville, of course. But that's where we got Penta to try to go for what they call him. Of what I call a Death Valley Drive, but it's where Pete Dunne then bend the fingers to try to break the fingers of Zero Miedo. This is where Pete Dunne go for a springboard into a DDT tornado, like then knock down Penta right into the apron. This is where Pete Dunne look like about to throw back in the ring. But this is where then we got yeah, I seen that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I believe he'll probably say hi too, but he's playing with his parents right now. But anyways, this is where we got Pete Dunne before he even throw Penta back in the ring. This is where he spotted somebody that's trying to create an alliance with him, which I believe it backfired again, which I'm going to get into just a moment. It was Ludwig Kaiser. This is where he's like, you better stay out of my way, like, or else. Like, this is where it went right into the advert break, which is the most powerful force in all of professional wrestling. And as the commercial break. But that's where Penta to start fighting back when the adverts went off. He hits even a pretty cool, impressive fire of what they call flying head scissors right into the middle of the ring, like right off the top rope in the bottom right side. This is where he tried to pick up what's his name? Pete Dunne. Like this is where he hits a spinning power gear similar to your boy Super Ninja Austin's finishing maneuver, the most dominating move in all of professional wrestling, and that is the Assassin Valley Driver. But this is where we got. This is where Penta got what's his name? Pete Dunne right into a super kick right into his face. This is where he goes. He goes for the double meteor right to the face. This is where Pete Dunne and go right up into a power bomb, sitting him back first, right back first into the canvas, right where it says Netflix in at. But this is where we try to go for a pin. This is where it ends up getting kicked out at 2.7. if I'm not mistaken, of course. But this is where Penta did. This is where Penta like you think it's over, like okay, like it may not be over. This is where Penta. This is where he went face to face with Pete Dunne. This is where he was like, all right, like if you could slash this long, like how about we just slap and slug it out, like into a mini wrestling tennis contest, which that's what they were doing to each other, start slapping each other back and forth, boom, 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 till Pete Dunne hit a German suplex. Then try to go for go up, run up to Penta, but this is where he ends up getting super kick right to the face. But Pete Dunne hit the step up insecurity right to the face. That's where then Pat McAfee pointed out something different about Penta after taking that insecurity kick with him saying that he lost the tooth because it looked like something just fall out of Penta's mouth when he got hit with the step up insecurity, just where Penta did go right up into a Canadian destroyer or a Mexican destroyer, what Michael Cole called it. But that's where we got Penta was like all right, like that got him down for good. This is where then we got but this is where this is where Penta was like settle miedo. This is where then he did it right in front of the camera. But this is where Ludwig Kaiser tried to distract him. He was like, "What the hell you're doing here?" This is where Kaiser's like, "Oh no, like I'll just seeing like that, like you need some assistance since Pete Dunne don't want my insurance." But this is where Pinto was like, "No, I'm good." Like, and this is where then he tried to go for a suicide dive on him, which we all know that like he's probably used to being called the Cena. But this is where he ends up getting step up insecurity by the bruiserweight. This is where we got but Pete Dunne tried to go for a schoolboy roll up, which is of devastation. Like, but this is where it only got him a 2.5 count, like which is the generic quarterback will call on a play. But that's what Pete Dunne was telling Ludwig kind of what he's still doing out here. Like he just needs to stay out of his business. This is where Ludwig kind of like I'm not doing nothing. Like I'm staying out of your business. Like I got him here like for Penta. This is where then this is where Pete does like, all right, like if you want to go Penta, like you can have him. But this is where Penta countered through Peter right into Ludwig. This is where then he tried. This is where he hits him with the former Fear Factor, now known as the what they call the Penta driver. They got him the 1, 2, 3. This is where we got Penta celebrating, but Pete Dunne was brawling with Ludwig Kaiser once with the former other company's tag team champion was in the ring, like was celebrating to reign as the undefeated guy on Monday Night Raw and overall WWE. But this is where we got Kaiser and Pete Dunne slugging it out until we got Penta dive on both heels. And it seemed like it's going to turn. This feud's going to turn to some kind of a three-way or some kind of a tag team. If like this, with this differences between Kaiser and Dunne's just all ruse to trick Penta to believe, and then this is where we can see like somehow Pete Dunne could reveal that Kaiser been working with him, and they've been planning on to take out the legendary luchador. But this is where we could possibly see the debut of his brother as well. Like, and this is where we see the reunion of the Lucha Brothers. And do you want to see the reunion of the Lucha Brothers? Or do you think it's best for Penta to stay as a single star? Let me know in the comments. But that's where we got Kathy Kelly to start talking about, was talking to Jay Uso in the interview, saying like last week he chose Gunther, but this verbal assault from Gunther, like how even that's where the Jey Uso responds like, "What's the estimation, Kathy?" Like it's where like, and that's where, and that's where then and that's where then Kathy Kelly's like, "Well, the way I'm seeing it in accuracy, like it's a yes, with the accuracy, like yeah, it like." I'll say is absolutely correct. Like you won the men's Royal Rumble this year. Like, but I have to say, I heard a lot of superstars about that doubted you that you can walk out as the new World Heavyweight Champion. So, like, how you feel confidence wise and the side of the pot? Here's what Jay Uso responded, like, man, like you're really gonna This was like, well, they're down me, Kathy, right? The Jay can't beat him, right? Here's where fans start chanting like "yeet," and that's what they're doing, like if it's a what chant to him, like when every time he starts speaking in a sentence, like word at a time. That's where like yeah, that's true. Like I ain't never beaten him. Like they just continue down me. Like you know, look at me standing up, no, I was one standing and Royal Rumble. This is like, I'm gonna shock the world again. Like when I beat him, like and I become the new world heavyweight champion at 99 WrestleMania. Like it was like he did the yeet wave when he when in the interview. This is where we got Kathy Kelly wished him the best of luck. This is where we also got we got Kathy Kelly to just head back to the commentators. But that's where we got a vignette with Roxanne Perez, like when they're saying she made history of the longest woman, I believe, that's in the Women's Royal Rumble. And she's the toughest woman and the two-time NXT Women's Championship, and no one can touch. But this is where we got the next. This was the next match between Raquel and Roxanne Perez. And let me tell you, they burned the whole entire roof off of this building in Charlotte. And also, speaking of Charlotte, I totally forgot to point out that Jey Uso had a custom-made Hornets shirt that said Hornets 2025 is yeeting, like which it's or Hornets 25 or Hornets 2025 yeet. That sounds like a pretty cool. It sounds like a pretty cool but that's like a pretty cool jersey, pretty cool shirt for the like a custom of his custom of the sports team of the NBA. Which I hope that he has something like that similar, like whenever he goes to the best city of the United States, which that being of course Kansas City. But like for something for the Chiefs, of course, like a Chiefs is yeeting or something like that. But we're gonna that's a different video for a different day. But that's where we got a War Raiders vignette, like response to the Creed brothers, which we're going to see a rematch, and hopefully this time it'll be like some that's no DQ related in some capacity. But let me know in the comments below if you think that's so, or do you think it's going to be a normal match like the last time, which I don't think that would be a smart idea because one of this time around will repeat itself from the last time. That's my fear is. But next up, we got this match, like with this women's match. This show that these two women definitely want some shot at women's main roster gold, and hopefully they do so in the next. I'll say, prob- probably in the next. I'll say, hopefully they get some like in the next months or even next year at least. But let me know about when they're going to win their first main roster championship gold in the singles division, that is. But it's where the Roxanne Perez hits a slap right across the face of Raquel Rodriguez when they're doing that signature bow taunt that you normally do. That's what she ducks out for clothesline, which Raquel went back and get a clothesline right back at her, like if it's WWE 2K23 or 24 combined. And I'll say the way Roxanne Perez wrestled here, she was like the baby face here. Even though we all know, even on the main roster, she's a heel. But even though she's facing a top heel, like that's that's with the second top heel next to the bottommost heel in all of WWE, the number one top heel in WWE right now. That's where Raquel hits a tree slam right onto Roxanne, right to the bottom right corner side. Then hits a right to the head of on the head of Roxanne, throws Roxanne right to the upper left side, try to go for a splash, but it's where Roxanne moves out of the way, hits a slap right across her face. This is where Raquel's like, oh, you think you're gonna get away with that slap? This is where Roxanne Perez is like, see ya, and this is where she went right back in the ring once they were on the bottom corner side. This is where she hit the drop kick when what's her name? When Raquel Rodriguez then and count then then countered, caught her, hit her with a snake eyes face first, right onto the ring post in the bottom left corner side. She's like, it's all about the lady strength. That's where she gave the big old high five that looks similar to a certain women's champion that used to have a bodyguard that was like Raquel Rodriguez, which I wonder why they're starting to copy her. But this is where we got Raquel then trying to pick up Roxanne right into her shoulders into a what they call like a firewoman's carry maneuver. But it's where we got Raquel Rodriguez started chuckling like, like yeah, like I knew you were completely useless in this match. Like this is where we got Raquel Rodriguez start going for what they call it. This is where we got That's where Raquel Rodriguez tried to grab onto to Roxanne Perez, where she starts swinging her around. That's where they start doing a taunt to the fans, saying like what? Like I'm doing my job. Like what you expect? Where fans are doing boo, like but in the wrong way. That's where we got. That's where we got Raquel Rodriguez going for a swing, a guillotine swing, right on to Roxanne, right into the middle of the ring, slams her face first, right onto the canvas, where Pat McAfee jokingly asking and curiously asking what Raquel did that to him, which he was like he would enjoy it a lot. Where Liv Morgan's like, okay, after she gets done with Roxanne, you're next, Michael. And this is where we got this is where we got this is where Raquel tried to hit her with that reverse with that sideways powerbomb maneuver like it was 2K24. But this is where I was like, ain't that starting to be out of date now? This is where we got what's her name? What's her name? Roxanne Perez going for a spot, but she gets flipped right to the right side. But it's where she ends up getting hot shot, jawbreaker right to the right corner. Then gets chop block. Smart move from the Prodigy, which was even high praised by Michael Cole. It's where she runs right to the European upper. She hits her European upper onto Raquel Rodriguez right to the bottom right side. This is where we got Raquel then try to go for a wheelbarrow German suplex, which immediately got countered into a roll through wheelbarrow roll up by Roxanne, which she almost had her with an upsetting victory at 2.999999999. Double triple nine might as well put one away from being three. This is where she tried to go for a sleeper onto what's her name? This is where we got This is where we got Roxanne Perez going for a sleeper. This is where we got Roxanne going for a middle drop kick that pushes her right to the middle ropes. This is where Raquel then try to go for a crossbody, but this is where Raquel then try to go for a fallaway slam that Michael Cole admit that one made JBL proud of Big Mama Cool here. And this is where then she hits her with that diving corkscrew elbow drop, which is her signature, obviously. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but she did not advance at Toronto with this win, which Roxanne barely kicked out at 2.7. This is where we got it's where the hits her with a big old uppercut. This is where Raquel Rodriguez and then does go for a spear more likely. This is where she hits shoulder first instead, right into the ring post. This is where we got Roxanne and run to the left corner side to a suicide dive, knocking out Raquel Rodriguez. That made her that made her hit her scar. Her scar fell off her head. This is where she had a second consecutive suicide dive with her taunting Liv Morgan. With Liv Morgan, like, what was that all about? And this is where then she went right back in the ring, trying to go for a flying head scissors into a Russian leg sweep right onto Raquel Rodriguez, where trying to go for a Vahana bomb. Somehow, but she turned to a power slam, trying to be like her boyfriend that's a monster and love trains, but that's where she hit with a tornado surfboard DDT with Roxanne Perez in a double springboard moonsault with her going to the bottom corner to the left corner and then moonsault right onto her. But despite the maneuver, she only got a 2.6 count. But this is where we got Roxanne Perez then go for a roundhouse kick, get Buddy hit with the pop rocks, but this is where Raquel kicks out of it. This is where she found out, hit a boot right to her face. This is where Raquel Rodriguez thought she had the right with one. but it's where I believe distraction kind of cost them otherwise, because here comes Bianca Belair that comes out to confront Liv Morgan about like what happened with her partner Jade Cargill. This is where Naomi was right into the back entrance side, into the bottom right side. This is where Liv Morgan. I know you know I didn't do it. This is where then Bianca Belair and Naomi was like, oh yes you did. This is where they were hitting some strikes and send her right to the outside. Just like that, what you get of messing with our Jade. This is where Raquel couldn't do nothing about it, like because she was still in the ring and also she was still in the match, and she totally forgot when she tried to tuck her head into the middle rope. But Roxanne Perez uses an opportunity to hit a super springboard version of her maneuver, which is the Pop Rocks, and got the 1, 2, 3, adding herself into the as a sixth participant along with Naomi, Bianca, and $1 Million Bayley and what's her name, Liv Morgan, and Alexa Bliss. But this is where we got the current women's tag team champions to try to do a post-match double KOD onto the former women's world champion. But this is where Raquel didn't save the day again, which was a complete miracle from with Raquel helping out her partner. She immediately gotten creamed and gotten her. But the devil would have been definitely would not sure if she'll be making it to with the elimination chamber. This is where we got Bianca Belair and Naomi was like, yeah, like we know it's them, and we did exactly what we needed to do to send her a lesson. Which, even though it's a wrestling company, they should be asking questions though. And do you really think that Raquel and Liv Morgan are the culprits that attacked Jade Cargill? Let me know down in the comments. Or do you think it could be somebody else, which I still think it is? But this is where we got Seth Rollins was in the backstage interview next with Kathy Kelly with him saying he can't believe it's less than 10 weeks away of the biggest showcase event of the year, and it was like. And the one thing I go through in the Elimination Chamber, but I can't get in the Elimination Chamber unless I win this qualifier match against Finn Balor tonight. And that's where I went tonight. Like, so tonight on Monday Night Rollins, like right here, like in Charlotte, North Carolina, like this, like is gonna be big as it gets. And it is where the Jews well, I need more. And I think I'm all out of words, which that means, well, it's time for that fight. And he's not doing a chuckle level. That's where we got Kathy Kelly was well, we got just moments away from the elimination chamber, but this is where we got a message from Karrion Kross, but this time not from social media. This time it was actually from on live television on Monday Night Raw. It's like with him imitating his Sami Zayn. It looks like they're going to be doing a future program with these two, which some might think it could be WrestleMania, which I hope it will be after WrestleMania, perhaps at Backlash. And this is where we can see a sign that Sami Zayn could turn heel very soon. But it's always like Sami Zayn. He's like, I know at some point that you're going to be seeing this because you and I both know, keep your both eye on your good friend, quote unquote, etc. Like, I just want to wrap my mind on this delirious mindset that you have with you and your friend. But let me get this straight. Like, man, if I tell you so, believe that he's actually going to beat Gunther for the World Championship at WrestleMania with him having raised his eyebrow, like, if he's certain, probable. But he's like, no, I don't think so. He's like, and then on top of that, like, Seth, he think. He claimed that Seth Rollins, claimed that he's going to eliminate every single man out of that elimination chamber or the qualifying that chamber, right? And that includes the Invisible Man himself, John Cena. When he actually did that hand gesture without a sarcasm. That's where he shook his hands like, no. He just shook his hands like, no, I don't think. Like, you, Sammy, like, you actually believe that you stand a chance with Kevin Owens, that in the state that you're in, like, oh my God. Like, the first two guys that there's no guys that are going to be helping him. Like, Sammy, I still believe deep down inside with him showing up. He's like, you know, there's more time to turn things around with him, with his hand gesture, with him using, like, saying, like, you can turn around soon. But this is where But that's where Kathy Kelly was getting spooked when they're thanking the the couple being in this interview when even Scarlett was making her creeped out with her saying like, "All right, back to you," before things get worse right back here. But this is where we got the after the powerful force and all professional wrestling, the commercial breaks got off the air. This is where we got Sky and had a little video vignette, a video vignette message to Rhea Ripley, like what she said, what she had some words to say in her native language of Japanese. But luckily, like for some of the words I do not know in the Pacific, in the Pacific Asian country, the language that's from the Pacific Asian country. Yeah, luckily they had the subtitles of showing what exactly she was saying to the Eradicator when she was on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw because she was still in Australia, like supporting her husband, like because he had a match over at the other company's big event, like for their championship, which unfortunately came up short, which we talked about on my podcast review video this past Saturday. But this is where we got Rhea Ripley. But that's where it's kind of like I respect you, Rhea Ripley. Like, and every time we cross paths in NXT, no matter what she threw at me, and yeah, I stood victorious. Like no matter what match it was, like she always beat Rhea Ripley at that time, and she can definitely do the same when they go up head to head at Elimination Chamber. But this is where she was like, but in 2 weeks when I pin Rhea once again, like I will take my rightful spot like in the top of this division. Like, and I'm gonna punch my ticket to WrestleMania. Like, so this is my championship. Like, and I want it back. If it's my championship, then I want it back. Which I think she got confused with the WWE Women's Championship because how that was the championship she once was a year ago when that the belt on SmackDown that $1 million Bayley beat her for. But let me know down in the comments down below either way how you would think it. But anyway, we got. But this is where we got the New Day that came out. This is where they cut a promo, try throw some jabs onto legendary wrestlers like Rey Mysterio, and then to start scolding the fans of showing their support to Rey Mysterio. Like, and that's where they showed like what happened last week, like when Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods attacked Rey Mysterio a week ago when he had his match against Logan Paul in the main event. Like, dude's gonna earn himself a spot at the fourth place spot or the fourth spot. This is where they showed in the post match after the show, which I never got a chance to talk about because the show ended before they showed that segment until Dragon Lee came out. But despite him making a quick save and even the odds, still the even numbers were still getting the better of him, and they got double powerbomb by the New Day, and even whacked chair right into the right leg of Rey Mysterio, trying to end the career of the masked underdog. But that's where we got. But that's where Xavier Woods was like, "Okay, Ray, get well soon," like when she said out of sarcasm. All right. Sorry, but in reality, I come out here and talk to you all here tonight, and the fans start booing him, like trying to boo him out a bit. Henry Table, Israel Coach gets like, all right, we get it. Like, if you just give us a second for us to speak on our behalf, and this is where then Xavier Woods like they're not listening to us, like to Kofi, and then Kofi didn't have nothing to say, and him was looking in anger, started shaking his head. When the fans start chanting "New Day sucks" before they can be the voice of reasoning, which I'm not sure. But it's where we got. But it's where Xavier Woods turned into SpongeBob, like the that stuffed animal version from Acquainted Neptune. Like it said, "Shut up, shut the hell up, we do not suck." And it was like, how dare you? And it was like, y'all are so mad right now. Like, yeah, y'all mad of what we said to Biggie. Like, y'all bet y'all been we're mad and we told you to keep his lazy ass at home, which that sounds quite disrespectful. But it's where we got fans on Katuba. He's like, y'all not afraid about Rey Mysterio, talking about Rey Mysterio, this and that. Like, oh, the Hall of Famer has done nothing but to continuously suck the lives and careers out of that overshadow every single luchador into this company. Point out the logic into that, which I'm not sure if that's entirely Rey Mysterio's fault. Given the fact that who was running the regime in WWE at the time when these luchadors had to leave, which I can name three in particular that left. Well, one of them came back to WWE and became a trainer. So not entirely every luchador left the company. But it's where he's like, do you really want to respect as our locker room leader? Like, but as far as I'm concerned, all of y'all gone insane. And this where and then like Kofi Kings's like, y'all want to really put Rey Mysterio on his pedestal, huh? Like, well, why? Like, give us a good explanation. Like, is it because he's a Hall of Famer? Like, huh? And that's where Michael's like, yeah. Like, when he was asking these questions, it's like, why do y'all want to do this? Like, but guess what? Like, I have more title wins than more Rey Mysterio has, which I'm not sure if that's an accurate statement. But look at his track records. Maybe that's so. But we're just going to have to look at the resumes of Kofi Kingston with Rey Mysterio and Kofi, looking at it in comparison kind of levels. Like, I just don't know. But let me know in the comments below if you think this is accurate that Kofi Kingston have more title wins than Rey Mysterio. I was not sure if that's true, like entirely, at least at that point. But that's what Kofi Kingston, he's been there a bit longer than Rey Mysterio has. Like, he's been here for damn near 19 years. Well, I'm not sure if that's so. I would say maybe by the time 2018, or 2020, I'm talking about 2027 comes around. I would say he should have said that's kind of a random number. How come he didn't say, like, he's been here for damn near, like, 20 years, because that's the case. Which is like 17 years ago he's been in the WWE. But I'll say if it was like someone like Super Ninja Austin being himself for 19 years, I'll say that then you can understand, because considering considering what year that he started being this mask wearing hero. But anyway, this is where we got but that's where fans are booing. That's where the Kofi Kingston. But difference between Ray and I. But before he can even explain what's the difference, like this is where he gets interrupted with a loud boo, like from the fans, like if he's the next Dirty Dop. It's where like, but the difference between Ray and I, like, is the fact that I have never ever left WWE. If anybody should be a locker room leader, it should definitely be me, not him, with him being a jealous Jerry here. But the thing is, like, Rey Mysterio been hanging around longer, like before he even came in. Kofi came in this business, and then he had and plus, like, he had a good reasons why he left WWE to venture out and start doing different and big and very bigger and interesting things in his career in wrestling, and he even. Even met Penta before he even joined WWE. So yeah, like, and he even made Future Generations. He helped discover names. He made a big difference in Lucha Libre. Like, even though like there was some luchadors like Penta that did the same as well. So like, I just believe this is some exaggerating bull crap from the once beloved team that's now the most hated ever since they turned their backs onto Big E, which they need to get some repercussions, right, for messing with my boy Big E. And I still want to give that offer to Big E, like, just hit my DMs, like, whenever. Like, if you need some help beating up these guys, like, I'm just kidding. But anyways, this is where Xavier Woods then it came in, is where it's like, yeah, like, you come. And that's why, like, and that's the reason why I came out here and take a shot in the steel chair to the ankle of Rey Mysterio. And that's where fans start booing him even more louder, start chanting, but they suck louder. That's where Kofi Kings's like, that's why we made him cry like a baby. And then this where then this was like, and he laid there like a baby in the middle of the ring, crying, like tears streaming down his cheeks, embarrassment, like not trying to show his face. And then this where then and where fans start chanting New Day sucks, which they do suck for being such a horrible team now. Then like much the opposite that they used to be. This is where Kofi King's like, oh, you don't like us, huh? Like, so what? Like, what y'all gonna do about it? And this is where fans start to like we're not gonna do nothing, but we're gonna hope that Rey Mysterio does heal and give and teach you y'all a lesson that y'all never to forget. That's where the Kofi Kingston was like, so what? We attack. It could have been a lot worse. As a matter of fact, y'all should be thanking us. Y'all should be thankful that we showed such mercy to your legendary hero that you call him. And that's where Xavier Woods is like, yeah, you should be completely thankful that we take Rey Mysterio out back and give him the old yellow treatment. And it's like we just did Ray a favor, actually. Like we gave him extra vacation day to spend more time for his wife. Like it's where Kofi Kingston and continue their statements say like you should be thanking us and God for that. We would want to have that to happen to Rey Mysterio. And that's what Xavier was like, again, each and every one of you building, like you want to go down on your knees with your hands held like towards the sky, like screaming, like thank God. And that's why they sound like that certain chairman that used to sound like that. Whether he used that voice to say you're fired, or if he claimed that he was God, which that sounds like a delusional statement. But yeah, this is where then and then you should be thanking God to be a new day. But it's where then, and that's where then, what's his name? Pat McAfee then described him as a-holes until soon after we heard the LWO came out, which was Dragon Lee and Joaquin Wild Cruz Del Toro. Like, hey, listen, like what y'all did to Ray, like to the greatest luchador of all time in professional wrestling, like, I know he said something, but he said it in Spanish, it was like that. He was like, that's a complete disrespect. He was like that was the most unforgiving, and that was the most unforgiving, like thing that you could have possibly ever done to Ray. That's when it started talk. That's when the New Day started talking to each other. That's when like. That's when Dragon was like, I'm gonna be very specific with you. Like it's something that you already know. Like what is like is the and that is the New Day sucks. And that's where the LWO came out and Wilder and Del Toro came out. That's where they out of the even somewhere for a babyface to do when it was a 3-on-2 beat down. But the thing is, like it was to get some justice against the New Day and what the New Day did to their leader and mentor Rey Mysterio. When they sent them right to the stage, this is where we got. But this is where we got Pat McAfee introducing the next impulsive podcast guest, which is Michael Cole. That Logan Paul's going to interview on his latest edition of the event, of the podcast, I guess you could call it. Which will be this Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And what do you think that Michael Cole's going to reveal onto the Impulsive podcast? Let me know about that in the comments down below. But that's why they let the WWE Universe know that WWE's Monday Night Raw show will be in a horrible city, which I don't know why they want to be in the United States, and that is Cincinnati, Ohio, which I think I'm going to be sick to my stomach. But next week, we will be seeing Dakota Kai taking on Lyra Valkyria for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, while Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez will take on Bianca Belair and Naomi, which I'm probably too used to Bianca be teaming with the Storm. But yeah, they'll be battling for the WWE Women's Championship. And let me know in the comments who's going to be winning these respective women's titles matches. But this is where we got. But this is where we got Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill was in the back. That's where like one of us gonna make it to WrestleMania. Like, and this is where it's like it will be either us, one of us against Rhea or even Io. But this is where Bianca Belair did tell, yeah, like you cannot sleep on Io. Like Io are having a time match after Elimination Women's Chamber match. So we're gonna be watching that match when one of us do win, and we're gonna be facing them at the showcase. But that's why they said like, but first before it's them as the last two, they're gonna be playing handicap against Liv Morgan to give them what she deserved to get some justice for their partner Jade Cargill. Luckily, they did not actually reveal that they're the ones that attacked Jade. Actually, they just keep teasing that, like, how do we know if it is these two that attack Jade and if it's not no other duo that could have done it? And that's what we're probably going to be seeing. That's probably going to be revealed at a week from the Saturday, which I'm going to be doing the prediction the week from this coming Friday. But I'm making the go-home edition of Friday Night SmackDown, like before Elimination Chamber. But this is where I got Seth Rollins that came out because this is the qualifying match with Finn Balor. This is where this match was totally a banger. And it's where they pointed out this is the 11th time that Finn Balor competed against Seth Rollins since 2016 when they had that very iconic match at that year's SummerSlam back in 2016, which I believe that Finn Balor remembered it both in a good and a bad way. With him beating Seth Rollins being a good thing, but the bad thing to him is that he got injured. Like during that match, like when he won the Universal Championship, he had to relinquish it the next day. And he haven't been WWE Championship like ever since then, I guess you could say. But this is where then we got Finn Balor came in and attacked Seth Rollins. I don't know that I haven't forgot about then from almost 10 years ago, about 9 years ago. And this word that Michael Cole then described it as bad blood, like nothing more, like into this rivalry. This is where they show. This is where Finn Balor starts stomping onto the midsection onto Seth Rollins, with Seth Rollins wishing the referee to call to start the match. This is where Finn Balor hit him in the shoulders of the former world champion, and these words are hitting them from the bottom right side to the upper right side, hitting the face first into the turnbuckle until Seth Rollins hit what they call a wrist lock to a pedigree. That's where Finn Balor turned into a coup de grace, like when or double foot stomp when he tripped him right over. That's where he tried to go for a pedigree because he's also because his mentor is also Triple H, and this is where he hit him with the pedigree, but this is where Finn Balor gets denied with a kick out at 2.2. But this is where we got Finn Balor like, okay, like I figured this was gonna be a useless maneuver anyway, just like the inventor. This is where Finn Balor hits a missile drop kick onto Seth Rollins right to the bottom right side. This is where Finn Balor tried to go for coup de grace. This is where then we got. This is where Seth Rollins move out of the way. This is where we got Seth Rollins going for a flying clothesline, knocking him out in the process. This is where we got Seth Rollins went face first onto the left side, onto the ring, on the canvas. This is where Finn Balor like I see Seth Rollins not quite having a great time right now. This is where he turns around the current the former world champion. This is where he's gonna go for bionic elbow to the head. This is where he's gonna go for knife edge chops to the visionary. This is where the Prince of the Judgment Day throw the right hand to the head, right onto the forehead of Seth Rollins. Is where the referee's like, all right, stop it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where Finn Balor's like, oh yeah, but what? Like, and right, he's starting listening to the fans like, okay, like what? I wanted. What you want to know about Seth Rollins, where he started hitting some right hands to the midsection. This is where we got Finn Balor to try to go for from the bottom right corner side to the upper left. That's where Seth Rollins bounced right there. That's where he hits a big boot right into his face. That's where Seth Rollins to turn around, go for a clothesline right onto Finn Balor. That's where he starts stomping him right to the midsection. But that's where Seth Rollins get pulled back by the referee. And I was like, all right, stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the Seth Rollins to the forearm strike. Here try to go for a back suplex right onto the back of Finn Balor. That's where we got Seth Rollins. Okay, I got you down right here. So it's a springboard moonsault, but that's where Finn Balor moved right away, right on time. Seth Rollins tried to go for a suicide dive, which he landed right back first, right into the barricades. Where Seth Rollins is like, yeah, I got him, I got him all right, I got his number. This is where Seth Rollins throws Finn Balor back in the ring. It's where he hit the springboard knee strike right onto the left side of the jaw of Finn Balor. Made him did a twister right in the middle of the canvas. This is where Seth Rollins was getting ready to hit the curb stomp right onto Finn Balor. This is where he ends up trying to go for, but Finn Balor counters into a sling blade, but probably going for that interception in particular. This is where we got Finn Balor pointing up right at Seth Rollins, right to the upper right side, trying to go for a middle drop kick, but he ends up getting tripped right over by Finn Balor with that drop kick. This is where we got. But this is where then we got Seth Rollins. Then was like, my knee. This is where he tripped right over Finn Balor. This is where we got. This is where the Seth Rollins like, come on, get right back up. This is where we got Finn Balor and continuing to trip Finn Balor right over right into the back of the right leg. This is where we got Seth Rollins and did it yet again, like because he noticed that Finn Balor's hold on to it, and it's the bad leg of the Prince, and when he starts squeezing on that leg, it's when the referee's like, all right, enough, snap out of it. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where he let go of it, like when he started squeezing it right into the right corner middle ropes. That's where Seth Rollins like, all right, I'm letting go. That's where he ends up getting kicked right into the midsection by the current WWE Universal Champion. That's where fans start chanting for Seth Rollins by saying, let's go Rollins. But that's where Finn Balor, they call him right to the right corner side, hit the shoulder tackle, driving the shoulder right to the back of Seth Rollins, which he went face first right onto the apron, which is the hardest part of the ring. But that's where we got Finn Balor that picks up the Visionary. That's where he starts stomping right into the back. This is where fans start chanting CM Punk's name, which I'm not sure if that's appropriate name that they should be chanting right about now. But this is where they end up doing so. This is where he stomped right to the back again. This is where trying to get Finn Balor, trying to get back in the ring. This is where the referee's like, all right, you got to stop right now. This is where he's like, don't tell me what to do. This is where he told you to go for the leg swipe. This is where it ends up his leg getting grabbed on. This is where Seth Rollins picks him up. This is where then he hits him ref knee first, right on the announce table. This is where we got. But this is where we got Seth Rollins to grab what's his name? This is where he tried to go for a curb stomp right onto Finn Balor, like the way he did Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, whereas Michael Cole pointed out, when they try to go for a stomp, but this is where Finn Balor moved out of the way, pushes him back, first right to the ring post, hits him belly first, right into that exact same steel steps with Finn Balor, I somehow escape out of his own trick, and also on top of that, I came up with my new latest trick onto the former Universal Champion, World Champion himself. This is where the powerful force of all the professional wrestling came on, which is a commercial break. But once they got done with the adverts, it's where the powerful force starting to be a Finn Balor fan for some weird reason, because we saw Finn Balor was still on top in the offense position. With him got him in the abdominal stretch with his elbow was holding on to his side, which I believe it's his rib. I believe that's where he started stomping on him when he just let go of him let go of the Visionary out of nowhere, hit the face first right into the turnbuckle. That's where starting some right hands to the head of the Visionary, just where, but he ends up getting caught by Seth Rollins. Rollins to try to go for a buckle bomb right onto the bottom right side, but it's where Finn Balor countered it into a reverse DDT, into a elbow, but it's where Seth Rollins countered out of it, pushed him right to the left side. Oh yeah, like Finn Balor. This is where Seth Rollins tried to go for the buckle bomb. Like Finn Balor must have had some pretty bad PTSD from like 9 years ago because he countered out of it, so he won't have another injury like in any of his body parts anymore. It's where then he counted out of it. That's where we got them start going for strikes. That's where then what's his name? Edward and Seth Rollins and hit this step up Giri right onto the what's his name to Finn Balor. Finn Balor then fought right back and hit a Pele kick of his own, like boom right into the head. This is where we got. This is where we got both of these guys were down to the ground. This is where we got Finn Balor try to go for a forearm strike. Seth Rollins to the right hand, right back. This is where he tried to go for a right hand, but Seth Rollins fought right back along with a knife edge chop. Saw him repeated nothing but chops right into the chest of the Prince. This is where the Finn Balor kicks him right in the gut. This is where he's like, yeah, like let's go for a drop kick. This is where Seth Rollins intercepted him with the DDT. This is where he tried to go for a bite with a pump knee strike, which it used to give him wins back in the day when he used to do it in the ripcord manner. But this time it did not work. Only got him a 2.6. This is where then he. But this is where the Seth Rollins go for a springboard moonsault. I guess taking a page out of the former colleague's playbook that's now a teacher in the other company of professional wrestling. But this is where Finn Balor still kicked out of it at 2.5, like the generic quarterback would say. And Seth Rollins must have been thinking of 2016 all over again when wrestlers were still, when a couple of certain wrestlers that's now at the other company that used to have been in this company in WWE in particular, especially on this brand of Monday Night Raw, when him and Finn Balor was in the roster when the last time they were, let me rephrase that. And I can name a couple of guys that's now in the other company that used to have been on this roster in particular, which I'm not sure if I should mention by name, but this is where Finn, especially one as well, but this is where Finn Balor go for a wheelbarrow to a pin, but this is where Finn Balor tried to go for a buckle bomb, which definitely gave like double time as much as when Seth Rollins was about to hit a buckle power bomb, which was guaranteed because if it don't work the first time, it will be guaranteed the second time. And yeah, this is where we must have saw Finn Balor must have had PTSD now, start worrying about him suffering an injury, and even if he does win, he probably will be stripped of competing at the Elimination Chamber, so therefore he won't be getting a shot at the title that he very first held, like in his main roster run when he very first came into WWE in 2016. But this is where Seth Rollins went right up on the top rope in the bottom right corner side, trying to go for what they call a frog splash, like right onto Finn Balor, but Finn Balor got the knees up, trying to go for a pin. But it's where the Seth Rollins got the shoulder and legs up at 2.99 double triple nine, minus 0.1 away from being 3 of 9 dims. But this is where Finn Balor's like trapped. Like that did not put him away for the 3. This is where fans start chanting, this is awesome. And I totally agreed onto this. This is why I gave it the Golden Trophy Award. And this is where the Finn Balor tried to go for a right hand right into the midsection. This is where Seth Rollins like, that was completely painful, but that was much what I'm going to do to you when she kick onto the left knee of Balor. Just where Finn Balor hit a right hand onto the left leg of Seth Rollins, or Seth Rollins did a leg swipe on the left knee. This is where we got Seth Rollins to get hit right into the midsection. Like, holy sugars. And this is where the Finn Balor to try to pick him up. This is where Seth Rollins hit him with a big old slap, but Finn Balor go for right hand. This is where it started going back with right hands right back and forth, where fans were cheering for Rollins, booing Finn Balor, which Finn Balor kind of won the wrestling test, hitting him with sling blades. First, went after hitting strikes, but this is where he hits him with another one when he came from the right quarter side. This is where they tried to go for a middle drop kick, which is the signature, but Seth Rollins somehow counted out of it. This is where, since they were going to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, even though that's not where the infamous Montreal screw job did happen. That's where he started doing a wink, wink, nudge, nudge of a certain Heartbreak Kid doing this sharpshooter to a certain hitman, like when they were fighting for the WWE title, which that's the same title they're fighting for, like in order to make it to Toronto to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. I believe some of the I believe from I believe some of the Canadian fans were having PTSD at this point, like if they were watching this on television, like when Seth Rollins was doing what they call the sharpshooter onto Finn Balor, like as much as Finn Balor was having some when Seth Rollins did a buckle bomb onto him. That's where the Seth Rollins then trying to go for a pedigree like his mentor because he was trying to do it the first time, but Finn Balor countered and hit one of his own because Triple H is also his mentor as well. Like with him reminding him, like, and that's why he's in WWE as well. All thanks to the creator of the pedigree and the game himself. But yeah, this is where he hit him with the pedigree, like boom, and this is where he tried to get the 3 count that way, like which it looked like a 3 count with Seth Rollins trying to go for a pin attempt. But this is where the referee counted 1 went to 2. But this is where the referee counted the 3 by mistake. But they called a 2.999 count with Finn Balor kicked out. Even though like he kicked out with a 2, that's where Michael Cole was like I thought that was a 3, and that's where he pointed out when the fans were booing here, which they were booing the loudest boo to the fans because the referee made a humongous mistake, which I'm gonna have to give it a horrible moment of the night award to. Like, even though it did not change the fact that this was a really great match and a really great show in general. But still, like the referee should have paid attention on what was the finish was. That's where Seth Rollins is like, are you sure that was not the 3? This is where like he's about to go out of character here, which you could blame the visionary. This is where, but that was the chance to get out to the Elimination Chamber. This is where Seth Rollins is like, okay, if you say so. This is where Seth Rollins is about to do the curb stomp. Is where he started rising the fans to sing his song because he got 2 words for him, and that was curb and stomp. But this is where Finn Balor did answer right back and kicks him right in the midsection. What he trying to do is try to refuel his MP meter, but this is where Finn Balor gets Irish whip countered right into the upper right corner side. He gets kicked in the midsection yet again. This is where Finn Balor went right up over the top rope, trying to go for like a coup de grace maneuver, but it's where Seth Rollins started trying to grab onto the leg of Finn Balor. That's where Finn Balor started fighting right back, grabbing onto his hair in the process to try to get him where he was at. This is where we got. But this is where he tried to go for over the top rope. But this is where Seth Rollins tried to go for a suplex and dug over avalanche suplex. This is where Finn Balor then trips him right over, hits him, slams him back first. This is where we got Finn Balor hits a coup de grace, but this is where somehow Seth Rollins hit his kick out the last second of 2.99. This is where he turned into a crucifix pin, like Visa's wife that did it to Rousey to become Becky 2 belts. But this is where Finn Balor kicked out at 2.8. This is where Finn Balor tried to go for a crossface, to a certain man that used to use that move as his finisher. That's from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Used to reside in Atlanta, Georgia, which I wonder what happened to that guy. But some reason WWE don't want to mention his name, but I guess we can keep it that way. He went for that crossface. That's where the fans knew exactly who he was referring to until Seth Rollins, foot right out of it, hit the curb stomp, which was the guaranteed because the first attempt did not work. Like once he refilled his MP meter yet again, and finally got his finisher back, like if it's 2K24 or now soon to be 225, he hits him with the curb stomp. 1, 2, 3, and he's now qualified in the men's elimination chamber match, along with the likes of John Cena, CM Punk, what's his name? Drew McIntyre. Now he joins John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and who's the other guy that? Logan Paul and Damian Priest. That's who the other guy. Damian Priest. That's who it was. Yeah. And now we got all 6 men all together, and yeah, this is definitely getting the golden trophy of the night. And yeah, Monday Night Raw was very tremendous, even though it still have an issue, like ending at the 2.5 hour mark, which I understand why they just cannot go for a full 3 hours. Something tells me the only way it's gonna be 3 hours again is gonna be to go home Raw before WrestleMania, which will probably be called WrestleMania Raw, which that's probably going to be the only second time that's going to be on for 3 hours exactly next to from their premiere debut show on Netflix. Like, was that the only time they've been 3 hours? That's when they had appearances of The Rock and John Cena. So, like, that's understandable why it was exactly 3 hours. But it seemed like SmackDown was the flagship show for being 3 hours. But that was the end of SmackDown. I mean Monday Night Raw, and despite the blunder of the mishap of the pinfall right there, I would give this Monday Night Raw a 4.5-star show for it perhaps being probably the best WWE show of the week. And let me know in the comments below if you think that's accurate. But I'm gonna let you guys decide onto that and give me your opinions about how a Monday Night Raw would rate, like for of this night in particular. And let me know in the comments what y'all feel about Monday Night Raw from start to finish. And do you think they should continue making it 2.5 hours, or do you think they should go back to being 3 hours? But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And yeah, we got like Roxanne Perez makes it as the 6th participant in the Elimination Chambers women's match a week from the Saturday. And we got Seth Rollins in the men's, like being the final 6. And let me know in the comments below what let me know in the comments below if you want to see like any of these men or women like to win that's in the participant, which I know who could win the men's for sure. But I'm still trying to debate like who's gonna win the women's side though. Because we got so many participants that could win, which I believe it could end up being like Io Sky could come out and try to get another shot at the women's championship by like with somebody being attacked and to be replaced. Like if some reason why they had to change the match into the main event, which you can see who like whoever attacked that wrestler could have attacked Jade Cargill, but no matter, Io Sky will get another chance, and maybe she could win and she'll face Rhea Ripley that way. But we're going to have to wait and see if that's going to be the case right there. But I guess this will be the end of tonight's Monday Night Raw review video. And also, yeah, hopefully y'all assassinators enjoyed this video. And if so, please give a like on this, hit the subscribe and the notification buttons and the post subscribe notification bell so you can be notified when I upload my latest videos. And please make sure to check out my NXT review video, which is going to be the post show right after the Vengeance Day, which I tell you, it was a very tremendous event. But we're going to be talking about like matches that's going to include Roxanne. I mean, not Roxanne, but I want to talk about Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker, and Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker. And Carmen Petrovic, you're going to battle it out of seeing who's going to be Stephanie Vacquer's next challenger for her newly won NXT Women's North American Championship, which was very proudly received, like with her win, like being like a must needed thing at this point. To be honest, of course, But yeah, let me know about that in the comments section right down below. And yeah, check that out tomorrow, like who's going to be the next challenger of Vacquer, and probably the next challengers of all the champions on NXT on the road to Stand and Deliver. Which but before they get that, they got the Roadblock event, which is going to be next week when they make it to the worst city of the United States, which you all know is Cincinnati, Ohio. WWE, what are y'all thinking of doing that? And I wouldn't be surprised if Angelo Dawkins making an appearance since he's from Cincinnati. And if they had that other wrestler from the other company being on that show on both that on Roadblock and the Monday Night Raw before the event, then I would say, yeah, like they had the wrestler in the other company used to team of Rollins and Roman Reigns, then I'll be like, yeah, he definitely will be bragging it's his hometown and it's the best city, which I would totally disagree. Totally disagree. Well, I'd say agree. It looks like that it seems like drinking the disgusting toxic waters is the only way that you can be brainwashed from the disgusting substance of mind control. But but yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But I guess that'll be it for now. And I hope you assassinators have a wonderful Monday night. Of the rest of your night, let me rephrase that. And I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. And also make sure to subscribe onto my other channel at SNA Entertainment. But yeah, but until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a wonderful, super awesome rest of your day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.